Now, how's it going, everyone? Welcome. Today, December 11th, 2019, we have a Gemini new moon. For those of you who aren't aware, that's didgeridoo. I've been playing for many, many years, well before I even knew what the instrument is from, or sorry, it was. I'm from Canada, and so I was traveling out in British Columbia in my 20s and came across the didge. Started just blowing through it, and some people said, "Hey, the people who owned one said, hey, you're better at that than me." And so I found a calling there, and anyhow, it's a wind instrument. Gemini's an air sign, and so I thought it a good little intro to my video today. So you guys might notice from some of my past videos, I'm in a different space here. I'm house sitting for some friends. They make these beautiful clocks up here, as well as see this beautiful log table that I have, that they have going on behind. They make live edge art. They're called LEF, live edge forest, right? Yep. Hopefully it's starting to get dark outside, so I'll give you a little bit of a view of the room here. Look at that door that they made. The picture on the wall there, just gorgeous stuff. Maybe I'll add a link there in the comments. So I wanted to talk about today's full moon in Gemini. Where do I start? I'm going to start with what the inside degrees say about 19 degrees Gemini, which is where this full moon is falling. Okay, so the book depicts a picture. The picture that it's trying to depict is strange creatures peeking out from behind trees. Okay, and here's the description. Surprises, destiny shocks, stunning events present a way to evolve rapidly for the daring and the wild. Whatever you assume and prepare for, the moments shall be different. Nothing is meant to be straightforward here. You must be kept on the alert, prompt, beguiled, tricked, anything to help you leap off. The biggest trick is to identify consciously with an innocent, useful, almost hopeless, ingenious persona, and then to magnetize a destiny that would never come to such a basic kind of person. This way, the edge, the tension, the joke is perfectly poised, stretched just far enough to trip you up every time. The greater self finds its way to get a little self who wants to hide in safe places, when instead a much larger destiny is in the works, which insists upon knocking at your door, preferably a back door or side door, to jump right in, scare the living daylights out of you, and wake you up for the next scintillating adventure along a vast and unlimited spectrum. That gives me the quivers a little bit, because we're here at the last full moon of the year before eclipse season, and I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my year. I released a video a couple days ago, and I ended up deleting it. I ended up being very sentimental on the video, and at first I thought, hey, I'll show my sensitive side. I'll show I'll put myself out there, be vulnerable, and whatnot. But I just, I don't know. I felt like it may affect how you guys view me. Um, it just wasn't very. It just didn't reflect on how I want to be seen, I guess. Um, so yeah, so I deleted that video. But my year started out last year during eclipse season, the day right after, or was it the same day as the eclipse? I can't recall. The moon moved into Leo, and yeah, because the eclipse, I believe, was no, it was in Capricorn Cancer. So the Capricorn eclipse, the moon would have been in Cancer and moved into Leo. That's what happened. So the post eclipse moon moving into Leo activated a fire trine with Mars in his own sign of Aries and a Jupiter Venus conjunction in Sagittarius. The Venus Jupiter conjunction happened on the degree known as the Great Attractor. And in my birth chart, at that degree, I have Neptune there. And as most of you know, Neptune and Jupiter have been trining most of this year. And so I don't know, it gave me some visions. That led me down a path, a rabbit hole, so to say. And this all started to kind of take place. I started to move forward as we were approaching Valentine's Day. And let me see if I can find that. I downloaded it. What did I call it again? I think I called it Pagan Days. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so Pagan Holidays, Anthesteria. Okay, so this holiday had something to do with ancestors coming to help you. Is what is the idea I kind of got from reading about this day. And funny enough, I had some idea that something was supposed to transpire on Valentine's Day. And an affirmation came in the following day to this download, I guess, something just came. And yeah, the following day, my dad, who rarely is on Facebook, rarely posts anything, posted a picture of our great grandmother or something like that. And the picture was from 1911, and the lady's name was Valentine. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but that number 911 or 91 resonates with me greatly. And I actually this year came upon a greater insight on the number even. And I'll get to that in a second. But the reason even why I deleted that video just the other day is because something in the when I saved it, it said something like 19, 19, 10. Okay, and 10 basically is one of the reasons why I'm this deeper insight that I gained about this number this year. I'm probably going all over the place this video. It's not going to make much sense, but I just feel like making videos and dropping them online and seeing if I could just engage with people. Because to be honest, I'm in a new area. Uh, Coming from living in the bush for 7 years, basically as a hermit. Okay, I'm Virgo rising, suits me very well to kind of have isolated myself and to kind of try and gain a new connection um, to the universe, to nature, and to just kind of listen to what silence has to say, you know. Anyhow, so this 9/11 number, I've always kind of referred to it as a portal to hope or fear. Okay, 9 in Roman numerals is line X, and 11 is X line, and I just feel like it's a double doorway um, kind of deal. Okay, uh, the duality of which door we wish to step through, perhaps. Um, and yeah, I've always said hope and fear. Now, I've been going through a lot of fear this year, or even a lot of hope that has just caused incredible amounts of anxiety. And I'm ruled by Mercury. I'm a Gemini sun, Jupiter conjunct in my 10th house. I'm a Virgo rising, and I'm a third house, which is ruled by Mercury, a Gemini kind of energy. Scorpio moon. And Uranus is exalted on my moon. It's in Scorpio. It's Uranus's most powerful position. And Uranus is also Mercury's higher octave. Mercury himself in my chart is in the 9th house of Taurus, and Taurus is a very grounded sign, and the 9th house is about higher education, higher beliefs, and that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, yeah. So the number ruled by Mercury is 5. Now, 9/11, the number in between 9/11 is 10. Okay. So, and the middle of that is 5. So to me, it started saying, because of this anxiety, I started meditating when I was coming across these numbers and anxiety about finding my center. That number 10 has been referred to as God's number, okay? And 9/11 is skipping over God. I don't want to get into it too deep because really I should have the information so I don't translate this incorrectly. Anyhow, I also view the number 10, line 0, as kind of like the binary code of the matrix or the reality that we live in. And to me, a line is a 0 and a 0 is a line. And how can I explain that better? But okay, a line, if you look at it this way as a point, it could be a 0. You enlarge that 0, that point, right? It becomes a 0. You turn that 0 to the side, and it's a line again. So it's kind of like the fractal universe, reality. That's how I look at it, okay? And whether it's accurate or not, it brought me great comfort of helping me find my center this year, okay? Now, I didn't stay true to that all year. Um, so coming to that following, where is it right here? That following holiday is Easter, Ostera. Okay, so all winter since that eclipse, um, I had been going down a rabbit hole, is what I was saying, collecting, connecting the dots, picking up the Easter eggs and filling my basket. Um, and and following Easter, okay, a few days later, Saturn went retrograde, and I had some nightmarish experiences for 3 days. During those 3 days, the two nights, I woke up exactly at 3:33 a.m. The first night, I heard a voice, which scared the living shit out of me. Um, the second night, I don't recall as much, but I was just as, maybe not just as terrified, but it more affirmed the terror that I went through the night before, which, I'm glad I could laugh about this right now, because the terror did not stop. Well, it did for a while, okay? It came back. And when did it come back? In harvest season. During the harvest moon, um, in the fall, okay? And so let me get back to the Easter. Um, just before Easter, Pluto went retrograde, and it asked me to let go of something, and I did. Then the Sun and Uranus made a conjunction, uh, and it gave me a shocking um, truth, or so I thought, or so I'm not. I still don't know. I basically have come to, one of the things I said leading up to Easter was, I feel like I carried my own crucifixion, uh, or my own cross to my own crucifixion. Anyhow, about 3 days, 2 nights, reality and just didn't seem like I was in reality. Things seem to be playing out uh, in a manner of, it felt like a warning, maybe, or I don't know, but it made me think a lot about Jesus and his 3 days, and that number 333. I heard somewhere that he died on at that time or something. How would anyone really know, as they didn't have accurate clocks way back then, and really Jesus, I view it as Jesus, which is Ye is Latin, and Zeus is Jupiter. And Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces, and we're in the Piscean age. And to me, the whole story of Jesus was basically the changing of ages. So to me, it's a lot of mythology, yet to tell these stories, I think the only way to do it is through myth, right? And so I'm gonna say that Jesus, the story of Jesus, is a myth, but a myth that has some very real um, truth to it. Okay, so where am I? Harvest season. Okay, harvest season. Let's go back to that picture for a second. Harvest season Samhain. Now, if you read Samhain, it is about the harvest season. Yet we celebrate Halloween, you know, not during the Virgo moon. But that's kind of the idea that I got from Samhain, is that it had more to do with Virgo season, and during Virgo season, something hit home that scared me even more than what happened following Easter. Things seemed very, very real. Um, and yeah, I recently subscribed to Sun Soul Astrology. Maruma too was talking today on her full moon video about some draconian, I don't, but it hit home kind of to what I had experienced during that month. And so the final pagan holiday, you know, these are the days that really things started, that things really like were huge for me. And now we're coming up to Saturnalia, you know, Friday the 13th this week. That's kind of even okay. Saturnalia, then it's the winter solstice, and then Christmas Day, right? Well, the fear started when Saturn went retrograde, and on the 24th of December is when Saturn is back at that degree, and the 25th he is out of the shadow. So I'm kind of really interested to see what transpires from all of this. And, you know, going back to this, wrong book. Where'd the book go? Oh, and I lost the page because I didn't keep the marker out, but look at that, I'm pretty damn close. Two strange creatures peeking out behind trees, the 29 Gemini of, where was it? Like the fear, it talked about fear knocking, scaring the living daylights out of you to wake you up. And for destiny, you would come to such a basic kind of person. So the Virgo new moon was on my rising degree. Okay, this year as well, we're going through a Pluto Saturn conjunction, and that conjunction will be exact on January 11th, and it happens to be squaring my nodes. Okay, but not only that is really active in my chart this year. Uranus in Taurus, I have Chiron at 3 degrees Taurus, and Uranus has been kind of going back and forth. On the same day of the eclipse, Uranus stations at 3 degrees. And, you know, whew, boy, has this year just been making me feel absolutely nuts, you know. I even believe that that's something that 19 degrees Gemini was even saying about, like, borderline, yeah, you know, trickery and shock, destiny, you know, I don't know. I'm 42 years old, and it's known to be, around the time of midlife crisis. I have a book, it's in the other room, I'm not going to go run and get it. It's a book about Kundalini rising. I just happened to pick it up, and not realizing that it was talking about basically the Uranus opposition. Well, I'm not there yet, okay? Uranus is at 8 degrees. He, I guess, we've come to 5 or 6 degrees, and my Uranus is at 8. So it's been kind of maybe starting to get active, but I really felt like it going over Chiron really, and this Virgo new moon at 6 degrees, that I'm supposed to be going through a Kundalini rising. Uh, However, fear is said to possibly abort the Kundalini rising, um, making you feel crazy and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, uh, because I'm deep into this stuff, is partially what has uh, made me go crazy a little bit, I guess, maybe. But also because I'm deep into this stuff, it also brings a sense of comfort. So it's kind of like, uh, Libra sort of energy, I guess, and which is strange enough because Pluto in my chart is in Libra, and my North Node is in Libra, and it's in the second house. So it's about having a better relationship with myself, believing more in myself, finding my center, that number 5, the whole 9/11 stuff. And yeah, something, I'm going to just quickly share this because I haven't said this anywhere yet before. Um, uh, it's going to follow what I'm just about to say. It honestly felt like, so in Canada, CSIS, is kind of comparable to the CIA or MI6, okay? And MI6, M16, what do I see there? The number 16 and M. But if you like mirror flip that, it's to me, I see it as the 9-1 movement. Okay, movement, M being W, W being Aquarius. Now, personally, I feel like they're trying to skip God, right? Of, as we go into this age of Aquarius, 9-1. Um, and so the M16 has just been one of the most popular weapons to just cause all kinds of bloodshed. Uh, Anyhow, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. It might, if any of you guys see this, it might. Oh, I hope I didn't bring up any fear. It's about finding our center, right? We should be the 1-0 movement or the 5 movement, or I don't know. But this 9-1 movement, I'm not a fan. You guys should actually honestly check out a video I did about this number in my, through my videos. You could find it quite easily. So, where am I? Gemini new moon. Ah, yes. Okay, so all this kind of craziness and whatever. I'm going to go and show you guys the charts here. Okay. Now, here I am on December 13th, this Friday, 2 days from now. Okay, we have this awesome trine going on here with Mars and Neptune and the moon. Okay, so our emotions, Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio, Neptune rules Pisces, and the moon rules Cancer. And here they're in a trine, and this can bring up some delusions, some deep scary emotional stuff. Okay. And it's making a kite to the Pluto Saturn, where Venus just has moved beyond that point. Um, well, what else was I wanted to say about this? Oh yeah, okay. So we could see this, and on the 15th of December, okay, I'm gonna skip a day and go to the 16th of December. We have Jupiter and Uranus in a trine. Okay, it was perfect on the 15th. It's kind of past that point, but the reason why I brought us to the 16th is because the moon here, okay, the moon, I want to bring it up the same degree as those other guys, or whatever, it doesn't really matter, is now in a trine here, okay, carrying that energy from the 13th, bringing it to culminate and activate the Uranus Jupiter. The repercussions might not come until the moon activates that triangle. Okay, it might happen. The 14th. How did I get to the 17th? Oh, I guess, what the hell? I guess the hours before it's exact, it brings me to the 17th. Anyhow, sometimes I should look at the charts deeper before doing these videos, because I don't like just trying to read on the fly like this, okay? But we're in Saturnalia, okay? This is like totally Saturnalia energies going on. And yeah, I don't even know what I want to say about this trine. I don't even want to look at it, because I'll just end up staring at it forever and going, and let's just get on with the video. You guys can see basically what I'm talking about. Those of you who are deeper into astrology can read it on your own, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and where do I want to go from here? I'm just gonna end it there, because there's a lot to still, everything that's happened this year, it's all about to, I've saw some posts, about a few different posts from astrologers about plot twists. Okay, now I don't want to get my hopes up on anything, because I don't want to hold tight to ideas that I had going back to Easter. What I went through is, I felt like this year, from the eclipse season, which we're wrapping up the eclipse and going to be back into those same eclipses in the same signs, I believe. I felt like I had met my twin flame, because under that fire trine that I talked about the day after, I was reading someone's chart, and the fire trine and the chart and all that, just the timing of it and the chart that I was looking at, and just all kinds of other stuff that happened this year. I felt like I met my twin flame. Now, I don't want to say that she is my twin flame, but I definitely know that there was great purpose it activated something in myself. And so whether it was just that there's something to play out this year for my own development and facing some fears in regards to intimacy and relationships. Um, that's what I'm going to look at it, because Easter was about letting go and sacrificing my ego. Okay. And I've been going through, especially since uh, the Virgo harvest season, I've been going through fear and just basically not wanting to really be here anymore. Because I really felt like at the beginning of this year, everything was coming. I got a new job. I was dissolving karma. The job that I got was very dream-like. You know, I started working at a dispensary. Marijuana in Canada has become legal this year, but the dispensary that I was working at was on a native reserve, because I actually do not support the government-run marijuana industry. And and uh, the the place that I started working for was Creator's Choice. Okay, hey, I also noticed I'm advertising the work of the people here on this shirt that they gave me. But Creator's Choice, it felt like I was being chosen by the Creator. Um, they were gonna pay me to do astrology nights, which which I planned out, but it was very remote and no one came. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off topic. Um, I really felt like this was my year, and when everything kind of crashed, now I feel lost. I I've I've had a steady home for 7 years, which policies have changed on the reserve, and I can no longer stay on the property. It's become seasonal. I could stay there 6 months a year, and I could only go basically on weekends and holidays in the winter. So I've been forced out of my home. Uh, I lost. Because of uh, I'm gonna take self responsibility because of my self worth. Uh, I left Creator's Choice. I felt like I left because I was better than how I felt I was being treated by a few of the people there. However, I basically called upon this through my own actions, um, which had a lot to do with self-worth. And I'm kind of like, what am I talking about? I haven't smoked any weed for 2 days, just so you know, so I'm not like in one of those, what am I, where am I? Because I'm high. Uh, I'm not high. I actually don't smoke very much weed at all. I don't like strong weed. And I'm actually kind of trying to now get away from it altogether. I've been smoking weak homegrown stuff just at night, but I felt like it's been a crutch or something that, even though it's weak and whatever, it's kind of kept me wanting to sleep in every day and not get up and show up. And I kind of show up for what in some ways, because where I'm living right now, it's also a seasonal place. I'm living in Port Carlin in the Muskokas in Ontario. It is beautiful, and there is rich people like crazy all over. But the thing about Port Carlin is it basically shuts down in the winter. It's a summer place, and so I feel very um, trapped in some ways to the confines of this house in an area where I know absolutely nothing, nobody. And so a lot of things have been weighing on me. My self worth, what am I doing with my life? Uh, who is even here to support me? Or, you know, something that I've been also kind of resonating with is it's not about finding the one, it's about becoming the one. Um, and, maybe I've been put here to just kind of like uh, exactly that. Just, 7 years of living in the bush, uh, I've managed to occupy myself enough to maybe not really get in. This is like maybe the catalyst, the real lesson of it all. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna follow up this video with what basically happens um, on Christmas Day when Saturn moves out of his shadow, and even on the 11th when the Pluto Saturn conjunction is exact and Uranus is stationing on my natal Chiron, and that's that square that I was talking about with my nodes. There's a lot going on for me, and it's time that I guess I start stepping up, believing in myself more. I don't have, you know, I've taken a course on astrology, but it was a local, not crazy in depth course. I didn't know astrology enough to have maybe just jumped straight into level two. So therefore, uh, I probably didn't get as much as I could have had I had a better foundation on astrology before taking a level two course. Um, and there's so many astrologers already on YouTube that I felt like, why would anyone want to watch me? I even watched a lot of my own videos and felt like I wasn't even interested in watching me. Why would someone else be interested in watching me? And you know, maybe no one's interested in watching me. I hope that there are people who are interested, um, for just the reason that uh, I want to. I am at my happiest, in my joy, when I'm bringing people together. Okay, I used to do house concerts on the reserve where I was living. I worked at the marina restaurant gas bar as and maintenance for the campground. I was like a central hub person. All throughout my travels, I basically was a center key kind of hub person of the communities that that would form around me. And I gotta, I guess, keep believing in that, or just hope that uh, that I find community in here. Um, the people that the ideal life that I would have would be rubbing elbows with other YouTube astrologers. Um, I don't know why, but I'm kind of specific on YouTube astrologers. I have met some other astrologers who, yeah, let's not say specifically YouTube astrologers. I guess I haven't met enough other astrologers because the ones that I have met, for the most part, actually, they're great people and I want to be friends with them as well. So, retract that statement. There was only one person that kind of bothered me. I'm possibly going to start doing tarot readings. I have 2 tarot decks, and let's just for fun quickly pull a card. What do I have here? Let's look at it. I got the 6 of Dragonflies. Dragonflies is cups. This is a steampunk tarot deck. So, what did I say? 6 of Dragonflies, 6 of cups. I'm just gonna. I feel like this video has been long enough, so I'm just gonna go to the quick thing about 6. Six is harmony, and Dragonflies is water, which is I feel harmony. Okay, and I feel like that's what I need. I feel like that's maybe even what this moon is kind of bringing. This moon cycle is kind of bringing to me some harmony, some peace, some clarification in the stuff I've been going through. And so I'm going to wrap up the video now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not going to delete this one, and see you guys all soon. Bye now.